make sure everything's set on up. Looks like Rumble is booting on up. Twitter is booting on up. Twitch is booting on up. Kick is booting on up. Looks like everything's booting on up. Can we turn on the live chat windows? Okay, that's all on mine. Turn on the macro so I can move around the camera a little bit easier, and that should be good. And give no one to check my other computer. And looks like everything's good to go. One thing I do want to do is pull up the COs on another screen just in case I need to look at them. And oh wait, I forgot to open up YouTube. And I believe everything is good to go now. So let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advance Wars Days of Ruin, not Days of Ruin, Advance Wars by Web replay. Small on the south side as the, what's this color again? White Nova Jake. We got Muji 6. Small on the north side as the Acid Rain Jez. We got Matt Hadges. I actually don't know. The more I look at it, the more I get myself confused. Either way, let's get started. This is a triple base map. You do have a pair of comm towers, which is relatively safe. If you lose a comm tower, you're probably already losing the game, just like you guys just did right now. When it comes to airports, we've also got a pair of airports centered in the map. A little bit leaning towards the weak side as opposed to the strong side, but can easily go either way. This map does offer a decent amount of roads for fast mobility, especially... I don't say especially either way, so probably not a good map for recons, and generally always not a very good map for rockets. There's a number of mountains on the map though, so artillery and other indirects can get some good firing positions, like right here and here. Let's see, this is Global League, not Live League. I always have to remind myself it's a lively game because that changes the map quite a bit, and in fact it adds some time. Got another tank floating in the field. Tank pushes his way forward. Does get a good strike there, but seeing how much armor there, I'm sort of surprised. That damage seems actually particularly low, even from both sides. It just looks a bit humorous to me. Jazz, of course, gets plus 10% firepower on all vehicles, and all the vehicles or units lose 10% firepower, excluding foot soldiers. Jake just gets a simple plus 10% firepower from attacking from planes. Generally, you don't want to be on planes, but it helps you break through. Oh, nice little encirclement there, forcing the tank to go right here, and generally will lose the fight since he's also on top of the property. What I was trying to say is, you generally don't want to end your turn on planes, but of course it allows you to help get a bit of firepower to break through the defense of cities and other things of sort. Nothing too significant, it just helps even it out. Tank does fall back there. Oh wait, there's an exit right there. I'm an idiot. That was probably just a basic war to protect this tank. Got multiple tanks over here. It's going to try to interrupt, and this tank is coming for reinforcing. It will be a chain attack, so this tank attacks this one, then this one will attack this one, and then this one will attack that one. So Jake will need another tank here to keep that ball rolling. Does for a tank over here, and another pair of infantry. So overall, I think Jake will lose the tank math over here. Jess, of course, gets plus some firepower. Both players actually only just got her comm tower. Jake is slightly behind. Got another pair of tanks in infantry. Jake can go for battle copters, just can. Minus 10% firepower is not too bad. Plus with the comm tower, it's effectively minus 0% firepower. So her battle copters right now completely and utterly ordinary, just perfectly fine. We saw that infantry unit there. This tank is likely will get machine gunned down from the infantry unit there. Does take a good strike on that unit. The matcher seems a little bit off, but then again, not many times you actually utilize 4 defense stars. And this time your opponent's HQ. Does get a good strike there, leaving the tanks. This one of think maybe we'll finish off this tank. It's probably a bit of a luck roll. It all depends what percentage of health, which we cannot see. And looks like neither side goes down, so if Jake retaliates, it will probably kill off the tank. Plus 10% firepower will effectively be plus 1% firepower. How damning. Jake does have a tank there and gone for battlecopter. Just has one up anti-air there, so Jake could send his battlecopter to the left, but he could actually send to the center, which will force an anti-air deploy here regardless. So if going for center is like, oh, then she may not deploy an anti-air. They could go left force the anti-air. But if he keeps it somewhere over here, then it will force the anti-air will be in the region he has to be contend with. And the reason why I say go just straight up is since there's no Pythagorean theorem in this game, going center is equally going for distance from either direction. And he did that just as well. And is in range of that tank there. Artillery, infantry. Jake's turn. He is slightly ahead with his day-to-day income and only has 71,000. And Jake does a good number of tanks there. Just artillery, it does have plus 10% firepower them, so they are a good asset. They're generally already a good asset, but even more so now. Tank, infantry tank. Right now, it's just pretty much a tank game. Got 10. Oh. Have I ever seen one line of units? Got 17 infantry units there, 10 tanks, 1 battlecopter. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever seen just one line of units when I highlight that. And just does have 2 lines with the extra anti-air and 2 artillery. So Jake actually has a better tank game, 10 tanks versus 6, though some of these tanks are 1 health and 6 health. But still, let's just say remove those tanks from the equation. He does have 8 tanks, so he is playing the tank game better. This is also the weak side. A couple of artillery pieces may not be that bad, may as well. Jake's power and superpower are a little bit interesting. Their superpowers are pretty similar, Jess and Jake, but their powers are actually quite different. While Jess does get the standard, like what, plus 20% firepower, plus 1 move, increases up to plus 20% firepower, so plus 10% additional firepower. Well, Jake gets increase the planes bonus from 10% to, I think it's actually to 30%. Nope, just 20%. His superpower does put up the 40%. But he does get a passive for his power and superpower plus 1 indirect max range. So there is incentive for him to go for indirects as well as Jess. Jake has no weaknesses, just strengths. Jess has strengths and weaknesses, but her strengths are generally better than the weaknesses, in my opinion. At least when coming to having no CO versus what they do provide, if that makes any sense. Just don't have to worry about as terrain as much other than as defense. Doesn't have to worry about any offensive stuff. Battlecopter just does go for battlecopter. It stops the HQ from being captured. Good way to put a bit of pressure on your opponent. Forces a reaction. And now we've got triple tank here, and we've got all three of these tanks are in range. Remember as well, Jake only for his power and super power only provides planes bonuses. So popping the power here will not do much since two of the tiles are shores and one is plains. So probably a good idea not to go for his power, not liking also getting plus range for indirects in this region, because he simply has none at the moment. Does pull back the battlecopter a little bit. Doesn't pull it too far back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the battlecopter right here and here is actually perfectly. Oh, of course, Jess's battlecopter. I was too focused on the ATR. Forgot. Oh yeah, Jess has a battlecopter. Tank, infantry. Artillery takes out the infantry unit there. Jake has his power, which actually could be a bit more useful over here, but plus 10% firepower and then plus 10% firepower and defense is only okay. Nothing critical at this moment. Probably won't be able to one-shot infantry units get to the back line. We can probably take a quick calculation with that. And we've got a medium tank up north help stabilize the region. Let's see now. Would a power from the plains, of course. It would one-shot the infantry unit on top of the road, but on top of the plains, it has to be a high luck roll, plus S1 in this particular case is next to 4, so firepower would be reduced. Ironically, better terrain means less firepower. Oops. And how does the city look? Oops, that's a forest one. The city one won't be killed in one shot either, so I don't think the power will be enough to help break through. Though, could actually start getting, start putting a bit of a wedge. Great infantry play, excellent infantry play. Goes for the artillery there. Of course, that's the only tank he's able, or artillery can range, and artillery are cheaper than tanks, so this artillery will get some good value. Oh, we got a front shift. And if he's able to get block rock before Jess's overdrive, he could completely encircle this force and eliminate it. A nice front switch. I do like this play by Jake. He's trying to make moves, such as strikewards. Medium tank deployed in the field. Takes the battlecopter. He can get the block rock next turn. Maybe nope, battlecopter's out of range of battlecopter. Block rocks increase movement range only affects ground vehicles like Jess, so that aspect is very similar. He needs to do about, let's see, 2,500, so 5,000 funds worth of damage, and he'll get his block rock. Now get it. Oh, that didn't one-shot it. Nope. Infantry unit will finish off. Block rock or no? So there's going to be no block rock this turn. He's probably going to prep the block rock, try and probably go for encirclement as well as... Remember that these mountains here, these will play a bit of a role in the upcoming fight. After all, it means this is still an escape. He's going to be, just going to be completely surrounded here. Of course, does deploy a Neo-Tank over here to prevent any sort of counterattack. We could see an overdrive counterattack in return. It looks like she's just trying to tighten up the formation. Interrupts right there, of course. Nice pullback there, but of course block rock will get these guys all into range. There's a strong likelihood for block rock next turn. This battlecopter cannot be ranged, there's no anti-air. Are we going to see block rock? I have 50%, I'm going to wager a 75% chance that there's a block rock. That's infantry. Medium tank falling back like that, that's going to be no block rock, okay? Repositioning. tank, anti-air infantry. Will there be an overdrive? I don't think overdrive would be good. An overdrive will only be useful if this medium tank will be able to range the Neo tank, and I don't think that's possible. Overdrive's not available. Both sides posturing. Neo tank infantry, so both players now have a Neo tank. Jake has 160,000, Jess ended turn 161, so Jake's about to turn ahead, and here comes a block rock. Battlecopter's out of range of Battlecopter. Best have the backline units move first, since they're barely in range. Picks off some infantry units there, plus 40% firepower on planes, plus an additional 10% effective power and superpower, plus 10% from the counter, so in full total, plus 60% firepower when attacking from planes. Neo tank, that's bold. In range artillery and this Neo tank, and there is an overdrive. Takes the artillery piece there. I thought he would have blunted the medium tank there by having the tank to gauge it. Of course, it won't be attacked from planes. So a lot of good picks there. I don't think the Neo tank play was a good idea, because the overdrive counterattack will be significant. Another medium tank, infantry. Medium tank creeps his way forward. Let's see, Jake ends turn of 177, Jess starts turn of 129. She's pretty far behind, but her superpower is activated. Good shots there. Artillery gets range. Battlecopter finishes it off. Finish off infantry. Interrupts the capture once again. But members. Oh, nope. That was a not to join capture. Good strikes there. Battlecopter strikes tank. Softening it up. Finished off the tank there. Neo tank strikes. Medium tank strikes Neo tank. That's exactly what I thought would happen. And it was quite devastating, honestly. I'm surprised this tank didn't go in for a follow-up shot there. That tank does get range. Like going to see another tank up here. Tank. Oh, triple tanks. No thanks. No tanks. Yep. So Jess ends her turn. And what does she get? She does get plus 40% firepower on all of her ground vehicles. I always forget if it's 10% or 30% or 40%. It is 40%. Does get some good shots. Plus, she does get benefit from plus 10% defense this turn, which is very nice to help blunt the counterattack. The counterattack. Good job keeping the medium tank out of range of the Neo tank, though this Battlecopter could try softening it up. Battlecopter decides to finish off the E-tier. And Jake has pretty much nothing in this region. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Jake can turn 129, Jess starts turn 125, so it's pretty even at the moment. Basically turn-to-turn differences now. Of course, this is her turn. It does pick off some of those wounded units. Does pick off the Battlecopter there. Jake does have an 8-year in range. It's fully stops that capture as well. He even takes a machine gun shot against the tank there. Does not get much damage. And the thing as well, this medium tank, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. I was going to say, probably got on top of this planes to attack this Neo tank, but could probably the medium tank here to attack the Neo tank. Get the planes boost. And here, artillery, infantry. Could see a beatdown to help squeeze out a little bit extra firepower on planes. Just has a couple medium tanks and of course a Neo tank. And starts turn 107. Just ends the turn 136. Don't know if that was a good call. Like I said, could have got a booster strike there, but of course extra defense is always quite nice. Neo tank try to get a good strike there. Almost has another block rock, so perhaps a block rock next turn. Surrounds the medium tank. Infantry could go right here and help surround it. tank, battlecopter, infantry. Probably won't see an overdrive this turn. Power, we got a turbocharge. So +1 range and plus 10% firepower on all ground vehicles. Lock rock now available. Takes out the medium tank there, so this is a fresh medium tank, but Jess has a good number of medium tanks. It feels like Jess is in a pretty commanding position right now. 114 versus 75. Of course, she sells a day-to-day as well. Ends turn of 131. Jake starts turn of just 75. He is severely behind. He has enough for a Neo tank this turn, but that's probably not what it's going to do. Lock rock. This medium tank has to get a very good shot on one of these units. I say right here to right there. That's probably the best shot I can get for it. And looks he will. Great. Already had a spam bot on kick. Why did I stream on kick? I only ever get spam bots on kick. Good damage there. Saw that tank there. Where did that tank go? Okay, merged into that 8 health tank. Sorry, it just sort of disappeared. Try machine gun down that medium tank. It must be at 11% health right now. Battlecopter infantry tank. Insurance 87. Jess starts from 106, so she's still in commanding position. Neo strikes a medium tank. Drops a capture again. Both are still at 19,000, so they have very similar income. Tank, anti-air, and base skip. Nope. What just happened? I'm not sure what happened there. I think may I hit the wrong button? I do not know. Either way, does get some hits there. Battlecopter takes out the medium tank for a consolation prize, honestly. Another turbocharge. We probably may see a turbocharge. If Jess just pops another turbocharge and just hammered home, she's in a good position and able to exert more force than normally she would. Could be quite nice. Jake ends turn of 88. Jess starts turn 97. I think a turbocharge wouldn't be half bad. As much power charge, of course, before that point. If turbocharge could have ranged the battlecopter. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Battlecopter infantry tank. Looks like Jake will flip a property. Good damage there, and takes that one as well. Battlecopter goes down. We may see an overdrive next one, or could just do 1-2 punch with turbochargers. Battlecopter infantry tank base skip. Turbocharge now available. Takes out a good number of assets. Nice formation there. Plugged up the entire flank. And here can push forward. Not much here, so turbocharge could, or overdrive could, just simply overrun everything. Battlecopter infantry anti-air. Good damage there. Battlecopter strikes that tank. And does not finish off there. Finishes up the capture. Anti-air infantry, battlecopter infantry. Answer for 89,000, just starts turn of 109. Of course, she did spend quite a bit of funds on repairs that turn. Tank, infantry, infantry. Tank, battlecopter, infantry, infantry. No overdrive this turn, looks like. I see one big conflict. Battlecopter, infantry, infantry, tank. Try and flip this property for capture progress remaining. It is in range of artillery piece though. No overdrive artillery piece will probably one-shot it. Infantry, infantry, battlecopter. Don't need the overdrive or overcharge to take it out. Anti-air infantry, tank. The number of battlecopters looks like artillery, infantry, battlecopter, infantry. Drake right now has 6 battlecopters, Jessamine has 3. Looks like both sides still squatting up for one last engagement. Or posturing, I should say. Just in turn 176, Jake starts with the resign button. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. No final engagement, but overall a very good game. I was thinking, do we want to do another Jake? It should be fine enough. It is versus Adder, so a little bit of difference here. Let me first get this all adjusted. Please give me a moment. Howdy. Just give me a moment to get everything adjusted here, and then we will get started. That seems good to me. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn top side is the orange star Jake, who got Mendivil. Is it Mendivil or Mendivil? How do you spell this word? I overthink this stuff. Let me always like to ask people, how do you split up these names? Spawn south side is the Blue Moon Adder. We got Hudge. I think I got that one split up right. This map is a fog war. I have not casted a game on this map before. We got a 1 health recon lurking around here with some cities and forests. Let's see, there's also a port here. Primary just resupplied the lander. It is actually a lander. This actually, look at this here. This base is technically on an island, with a free lander is basically not on an island. There's a bunch of rivers here with 3 cities there. There is a 3rd base over here, so it does take a bit of time to capture them up. Some shores here. Also broken pipes in here that can be broken for easier access to get on out. And a pair of comm towers in the corner. We'll start with a 1 health black boat on the HQ. It can't escape. However, once it does escape, cannot re-enter on. Got a tank here. Let's see. Looks like there's only 1 base on this side. Of course, there's 1 base on this side. And technically, with the lander in this space, it can't go either way, but I have a feeling it's going to be more leftwards than rightwards. There is some shore tiles here to drop off units, but it'll be next to this tile here, so can't say if there's a strong side, weak side mechanic. Definitely I don't know what to call this sort of play. Makes me wonder if they could just simply fill in the land, and voila, you got a less base. But the lander does push units forward a bit more quickly as a game map design. Not sure what to make of this map just yet. It feels a little bit busy, honestly. A lot of roads in the map, so wheeled units can easily cruise around the field, so good map for recons. Plus also Fog of War, which would be a good map for recons. Now to mention recons, you gotta play Hunt the Recon here. And I do not know if a 1 health recon can interrupt a capture, particularly with these COs. No planes for Jake to boost, and no nothing for Adder to boost. Got tanks pushing down on the map for Jake. These tanks are within range, just out of vision range. If this infantry unit were to take attack from this road for some odd reason, then he will scout out this tank and could get a first strike to it. It would be a booster's first strike from the planes as well, and he does scout it out. There may be a mathematical reason why you should do that. In this case, he does go ahead and get a good boosted first strike there with no possible retaliation. This tank could fall back to Black Club, get repairs, or fall back to a city, get more repairs. Comm tower does get scouted out, could be interrupted here. Does get a good strike there. Some good hits there. And looks like Jake's recon's still in the region, able to spot this base building. And now he spots a lander. How damning. Slowly stops a capture there as well, and does have his own comm tower, so Adder does have plus 10% firepower bonus. At least on his compared to his opponent, which does combo quite nicely with side slip. Tank. Recon infantry. Keeps the lander there. They may have just moved back there, wasn't paying close enough attention. Infantry there. This recon spots a whole lot of nothing at the moment. Adder almost has enough for our power. And again, he always has almost enough for our power. Tank, infantry, tank. Does spot the recon, does take it out. Tank and, or recon and infantry there. Tanks push way forward. So this has got quadruple tank here. Got an artillery that is spotted. And in range of this artillery piece, so that was poor placement there by that tank. Adder has his power available. Good number of tanks by Jake over here. Adder does not have enough to stop this. Jake has his tanks most on the flank, while Adder has most of his tanks in this general region. And here comes a side slip. So all units get plus moon range. Use the infantry spot. Takes out that tank. Takes out the artillery. Takes out the artillery entirely. And I'm to capture some properties. Decides to fire back in retaliation. Artillery, infantry, battlecopter, artillery. Double artillery by Adder. With his more movement speed in the movement speed COs, probably better go for direct units rather than indirect units. Indirect units are always quite nice, just not as fast. And we got a beatdown? Beatdown increases firepower from bonus from planes from 10 to 20% and increases your indirect unit range by 1. This does not give him any mobility increases, so he's doing this for plus 10% firepower on planes and plus 10% global. Does get minimal damage there. Boosted strike there. We'll hope to take it out. No boosted strike there. No boosted strike there. No boosted strike there. Does take out the anti-air either way. I don't think the power is actually super useful right now. This is a very questionable power. Granted, I didn't take a stringent mathematical look at it. He popped his power not for any of his abilities, but purely meant for the plus 10% firepower and defense for action power and superpower. I do not know if that was worth it. He must have needed just that little bit of firepower in multiple fights. Had it been extremely calculated, that's what I'm going to have to hope that it was. Because that just seems a very questionable one. Because he got like one booster strike, and that was an anti-air onto a wounded tank. Tank, infantry, battlecopter, infantry. Ends the turn with 87,000. Adder has currently 96,000. Recon battlecopter. Anti-air recon. Double recon anti-air battlecopter. That's interesting deployment. Answer 112, Adder's turn. He does cost 94 of his day-to-day income, so they're pretty even at the moment. Puts him around the pipe scene. Pipe scene has 33 health. Anti-air deployed in the field. Give me a moment while I open up my drink. Jake's turn. Good strike there. Tank takes the recon. He has access to a side slip now. Pulls back those wounded vehicles. Creep his way forward. This city is a little bit hard to get to and from. There's two shores here and a river. Side slip active. He actually doesn't have too much of his enemy scouted. Does get a good strike there. Of course, he does get plus 10 global. Those battlecopters are going to take a pretty big pounding next turn. Got a 6 health and full health battlecopter plus or anti-air. Got another battlecopter nearby as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's out of range though. Here's the pipe scene. The recon is hitting that forest. They're in a pretty good spotting position. Able to see a lot down south. Another anti-air. Insert 134. Jake starts turn 119. I don't know if that was a great power either. Wasn't really calculating all the movement. Recon pops out of hiding. Does get a good strike there. Gets a good strike there. Boosted strike from the planes. Does not have a power just yet. Could get some really good power charge from the anti-air hitting the battlecopter there though. Recon spot, not much there. Trying to flip some properties, very nice. Anti-air takes out this battlecopter there. Does not take out that unit there. 5 health tank took out that one. Anti-air puts a good amount of damage. It doesn't take it out, but pretty close to. A lot of stuff at 1% health here. Great turn by Jake. Artillery, tank. Insert for 137. Adders start the turn 101. He does have 2,000 income advantage, though. Battlecopter tank recon. Trying to pull back some of those units over there. Almost enough for Block Rock. Block Rock will give him +2 range on his ground vehicles. And of course improve his planes bonus from 10% to 40%. And give all his indirect units, once again, +1 indirect maximum range. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Neo-tank infantry. Infantry. And we may or may not see a Block Rock this turn. He doesn't have too much scouted from his opponent. Resupplies the infantry in there. Looks like he is not popping Block Rock. He could make opportunity to go for this comm tower. That would be a great opportunity. I had to readjust my chair. Neo-tank. And decides not to go for that comm tower just yet. It may have been just finished capturing that city. There's still a couple of despicable neutral cities on the map. Got 2 right here, 1 here. I don't know if it's good or bad map design if there's already still neutral cities at turn 17. Probably good map design. Means there's more conflict in the map, more contestation. A lot of waits there. This player likes to make sure all units are weighted before ending the turn. Jake does not necessarily do that. Neo-tank horse spawn field. Both sides have now a Neo-tank. Battlecopter infantry artillery. And it does not either get this comm tower being captured up as well. That time the infantry unit I know was unweighted. This is also global league, not live league, so it's not like he ran out of time. He has so far spent 44 hours in this map, or this game. Jake's turn has access to his Block Rock. Neo-tank keeps his distance, trying to just play a stealth mission. And does go on top of the mountain there to realize he could have captured the comm tower a long time ago. If he ever needs to scout this force, this 1 health battlecopter is a prime candidate for that. Infantry, battlecopter, tank, infantry. Both sides posturing up for a big fight. Tank, tank, tank. And now it's going to make an opportunity to go for that comm tower. Could see a side slip relatively soon. Does get trapped there. He tries the comm tower captured. This could cause a spark, washing his opponent out, like smoking out a fox. Wait a second. But now there's a lot of stuff exposed, which Jake could counterattack. Battlecopters are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this battlecopter is in range of some of these tanks there. Of course, battlecopters not get increased range. And here comes a Block Rock. This may determine which way the game goes, depending on how good the Block Rock is. If he does not do a good enough job, then Adder can simply counterattack and probably win the game itself. So this will be the turn that probably determines the game. He gets plus 2 movement range on his ground vehicles, does get some good strikes there. And not mentioned he gets plus 40% firepower from attack from planes. Well, that takes good and dead. And that one's going to take a pretty good hit there, finish it off. That was a forest strike. Neo tank here is still hidden. Got multiple indirects here. They of course do the +1 range this turn, but then again, nothing was still in range. So Jake's designed for a nice defensive formation there. Has comp tower secure. This comp tower has 5 capture progress remaining, so you could get some comp tower next turn. We'll probably see a side slip this turn. I don't think we're going to see a sidewinder. It doesn't need, it just needs a +10/+10 going. Get what power charge you can. Pop the power, very nice. Next turn you can pop another side slip as well for 1-2 punch. That tank went too far forward. Picking up that tank was a bad idea. Oh. He's in range of these artillery pieces. He sees one. He does range it. Does spot the other. However, they've still got reinforcements behind it. Got 2 tanks, battlecopter, and an anti-air. You can focus on this tank there and then hit the battlecopter with his anti-air and then use battlecopter to strike one of these tanks. Anti-air, T-copter, infantry, anti-air. This is 126. Jake starts from 196. So Jake is behind, but I think he's going to find enough position. Going to get some good picks there. Takes off the anti-air, takes off the wounded tank there. Tank goes out there. Spots infantry there. Will machine gun a little bit. Tank hits artillery. Tank could hit tank. Getting some good strikes there. Take battlecopter, infantry. Insert 100 with 211. Adder starts from 167, but he may pop a power this turn. Immediately pops it and tries not to get any additional power charge. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Lots of good hits there. Takes out, hits the artillery piece there. Artillery strikes this tank again. Trying to finish off some of these units. Takes out the anti-air there. Very nice. Hits the tank. And if you have another block rock available, tank strikes tank. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, recon. And Jake's turn. He can pop a block rock and it starts from 157. Adder insert 187. Down by 30,000. Here comes another block rock. Artillery strikes for some damage. Got actually increased range from it. Made use of the +1 indirect fire range. Takes out the infantry unit there. Tank strikes artillery. Tank strikes anti-air. Tank finished off anti-air. Anti-air strikes battlecopter. Neo tank nukes medium tank. Battlecopter strikes that. 1 health battlecopter that was alive this entire time. Finish off the 1 health battle artillery. And surrounds that tank. Jake has a very solid grasp over here. Over here, though, he has a lot less grasp. He can go for a pipe run on top of the pipe scene. Do I think he should? No. I'm saying he can. Good strike there. The booster strike was able to kill off that unit, even though it's on top of the city. Neo tank to stabilize the region. Very nice. Infantry, infantry. Good strikes there. And we do have another side slip available. I won't see it this turn. Tank strikes artillery. Interior infantry, battlecopter infantry. Insert 126. Jake starts turn 157. Takes out the tank there. Trying to do a flip. Battlecopter strikes there. Interior finish off infantry unit there. Takes out that unit there. Could take time to pick out the black boat. Now infantry unit can start capturing. And he's going to surround it. And Jake's going to go for the victory capture. And I see, let's see, got an 8 here that can hit the... He needs to take out one of these units and strike up afterwards. Hitting this 2-off tank is harder than it seems. After all, there's 2 tanks here, so I have to hit the anti-air or the infantry. This anti-air is out of range, but side slip will make it in range. It could take out that infantry there, then the battlecopter can swoop in and get a shot there. So he can interrupt this turn. Does double tap the Neo tank there for severe damage. Neo tank there. Addison starts turn at 89. Jake has 175, so he has a substantial lead. So we're probably going to see the side slip. Get a 3 power charge there. And here comes the side slip. Could have been maybe a turn for a side winder is not likely. Actually, no, a Sidewinder could have helped out to range this battlecopter there, but he has no vision in this area. There's absolutely nothing to spot. Hits that, take out the black boat, takes out the artillery. Takes out that unit there. Takes out the infantry unit there. Battlecopter will range the HQ infantry there. Trying to flip this comm tower now. Remember as well, Jake had 2 comm towers the entire time. There's a pipe runner, and they resign. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Just gotta delete that. What's the last time I casted Grit? Grit's usually S tier, right? I don't even know. Have I ever casted a game of Grit before? No, I'll just do a quick Google search or channel search. Have I ever casted Grit this yet? I've casted 2 games of Grit. One versus Sasha, one versus Von Bolt. Oh, got another Von Bolt game, so I don't have to make a new thumbnail. No, wait, no, Von Bolt comes first. I think the other one had Von Bolt come second. Either way, let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Advanced Wars Daisy Ruin, not Daisy Ruin, a by web replay. So on bottom right side is a purple lightning, or top left side is the purple lightning Von Bolt. We've got Star Flash 250. So on bottom right side is a black hole Grit. We got Inza Nagi 007. Probably butchered that name well enough. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. This is a 3-base map with 1 pair of airports. Got a pair of comm towers on some of the map as well. Inzanagi. I think I'm getting that name right now. Inzanagi games are pretty good. Well, guess we'll find out soon enough. Here's the thing as well, versus Von Bolt. How will this go? We know Grit will likely go for heavy amounts of artillery. He gets minus 20% firepower on all units barring indirects and infantry units. Get plus 20% firepower on direct unit or indirect units and plus 1 indirect range. But how about Von Bolt's? Plus 10 is nice, but he doesn't have the mobility bonuses to help range, gain the range, able to reach the indirects. So Von Bolt may have a bit of trouble here. Can you change one of the colors? Too similar? Got it. Let's see, we'll do black hole since purple. We'll do the opposite of purple, which is yellow. How does that sound? Because Von Bolt does not have mobility bonuses, so the So the Kane will be able to just sprint into in reach. He still have to withstand storm, but his superpower could be very deadly to indirect blobs. You're welcome. So Grit just has to make sure needs to wall up artillery together, if I remember correctly. But he also can't be bowling up when there's a superpower available as well. Umber Wilds. I do not know what Umber Wilds is. Is that a player or is that another game? Artillery, recon, infantry. Infantry, tank. Oh, new army design. I haven't really took a look all too much. Let's actually just turn that on. Or just should be some dissimilar enough to purple. That infantry seems... My first impression is that infantry looks like it's moving around too much on the screen. You can see here everything's like slight bob animation, but the infantry seems to move. It moves too much, I would say, at my first glance. And the detail is a little bit off. You can see a lot of black outlines in the design, but the infantry just seems a little bit more smooth in color, less black outlines. They're chips. Got it. Oh, yeah, now it's a monkey. For some reason I thought lizard men. To be fair, that sort of pixel art in a nutshell. A lot of people call me somehow a rabbit, even though I'm clearly a fox. I don't know. First glance, I just see some issues. Wait, do they roll in their move animation? Just realized that. Oh yeah, they roll. Good picks there. Does move the pipe scene there. Both players' black boats are still alive. Of course, Grit does have a number of artillery pieces in the field. Looks like 4 right now. Yep, we got 4 units. Tank, infantry. Maybe battle copters would be a good item for Vomble to really focus on, since Grit tends to go for artillery. Yeah, that may work. Artillery infantry 4. Got another pair of artillery, another infantry unit there. Oh, there's a treehouse for the HQ. I just realized that. That's sort of nice. Clearly a better item than the Eiffel Tower. Here's a fun fact. For the longest time throughout human history, the tallest structure in the world was the Giza Pyramid. The big one. And then it held that record of the tallest man-made structure in the world until the Eiffel Tower in, was it late 1800s? Or was it mid 1800s? Yeah, the Giza Pyramid was the tallest structure for like 5 millennia. My fun fact about the Eiffel Tower. We got a good number of artillery being poured on the field. Does get some picks there. Recon, artillery. Recon will make sense. 28 versus 23 military units there. 109 or 91 versus 67. So we've got a pretty good advantage right now for Grit. Got this artillery piece in range. Does pick off some of those units there. Recon does not correspond to the artillery piece. tank can range the tank. Right now, actually, Crit's lacking infantry on the field, isn't he? He has a good amount down here, but not much of anything up here. Crit may need to get some recons to stop that. Maybe some ATRs. Vompo, I think, should be eyeing for a bit more heavy battle copters. Goes for triple tanks there. And which is playing straight into Grid's stronger point. He could counter it by going for the Grid's weaker point of dealing with battle copters. Got a lot of hits there. A lot of tanks getting hit. He now has sniper attack. Most of the time you only need sniper attack as opposed to super snipe. Let's see, because honestly this amount of firepower Grid gets in indirects. Let's see, goes from plus 20 to plus 40 to plus 40. So he gets the same firepower increase for his power and superpower. Of course the difference is plus 1 versus plus 2 range. So in general you should only eye sniper attack unless you absolutely need the plus 2 range. And put a bit more emphasis absolutely. Infantry, recon, infantry. And Grid does go for battlecopter. Does hit that tank there and hits it again. You have all halfway power charge to the Ex Machina. Super Snipe's almost available, but like I said, go for regular attacks. This artillery is in range of over here. Might as well as +1/+1 when it comes to power and super for his indirect range. Tank, recon, and a bit of money left over. And here comes a sniper attack. This will start ranging everything. Hits that unit there from a mile away. Sorry, I mean half a kilometer away. That's probably still incorrect with math. From 2 kilometers away. There we go. ATR, infantry, recon, infantry. Now I'm American, that means I'm a pagan when it comes to measurement systems. Answer of 96 versus 67. Almost as enough for Ex Machina. Ex Machina would definitely land around here, I believe. And that could be very devastating, but 18,000 is very difficult to get. He sees all the artillery there. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get Ex Machina this turn. But there's a good chance everything he has in this region will start getting annihilated from the artillery. He has Ex Machina now available, which will likely strike this formation. He has split up some units there, but will likely strike right here. I wonder if he did some math here to draw it over here. It actually may strike right here. Because artilleries are what, 6,000? Battlecraft are 9,000. So there's 9, 13. That's another 7. That's 20 right here versus 666. So 18. With this will probably count as another 6, or maybe not. It's really hard for me to tell. If he pulls back the tank there, it would likely strike right here. It did not strike right here, so likely strike somewhere around here. Probably, oh, the recon here as well, so probably struck right here if I hazard a guess. Which I can't tell you that's a good or bad thing. He is able to range multiple artillery pieces. Got multiple artillery pieces on properties. Sniper attack is likely, but all of his indirects are up and operational. And the recon, ATR, and battlecopter are all not needed. Vuz finally get a battlecopter in the field. Yep, I did guess correctly over here. does spot it and gets annihilated. No snipe attack, or maybe just... We got a snipe attack. I should just really say getting some power charge. Does pick off a good number of those units there. A good number of artillery pieces are on top of the property, so they will consume quite a repairs. Got 2 more artillery and infantry unit there. Got 15,000. Oh! 20,000 income versus 15,000 income. That is quite big. Though Grit's doing a good job being very cost effective, but of course artillery are slow. So he has to be cost effective. Just having some of these basic spotters in all the forests is a good idea. And of course, it's still got the black bolt there. Does spot the battle copter goes on by. And got a couple more recons there, infantry unit. Try and flip some properties and capture some. There's still a couple despicable neutral properties on the map. Infantry, tank, infantry. Instead of 104, Von Bolt's are turn 95, so Von Bolt's only slightly behind. But with steady day income, it's rapidly evening out. Stops the flip. There is, of course, this artillery there, which he could use the interior to scout it out. Not like it's able to range. I think does scout it out there. Could use the interior to take out that artillery there. But so just going to keep it in reserve to hit that battle copter. Takes out that squad there. 8 capture points remaining, so next turn it will be captured. This one has 11. Tier artillery, infantry. There's still a very good ball of indirects there, that's for sure. Von Bolt could. Neither side's been pushing to the right flank too much. He could try going for the HQ. This artillery is in range of it, however. Interrupts the capture, stops the capture, of course in range of artillery. Snipe attack now available. Get some good strikes there. Very, very far away from Ex Machina. Artillery are not as valuable as tanks, so it's harder to kill them all off to get power charge. They'll be more likely to punch out a big hole into them, of course. Sniper attack now deployed in the field, and Von Bolt may lose a good amount. Right now, Grit has 82,000 field versus 119, and it's behind now by 6,000 income. That's right now Grit's biggest issue. Ranges the battle copter, very nice. Does trap the recon. Von Bolt has pretty close to another superpower, has 89 versus 99, so Grit did wipe out a pretty good formation. He has a good amount of vision here with the recon and the tank here. He may want to really take out the ETRs, but if he takes out the ETRs, it will also alert his opponent that, hey, I have a good number of battle copters to push me forward, even though they are being spotted. Battlecopter recon, tank, base skip. Von Bolt's definitely going for a large number of recons just to scout the artillery. Recons can also do some bit of damage to the artillery themselves. There's been so many fractional or wounded artillery pieces. It's sort of amazing how well they're staying alive. Using day-to-day repairs is okay. The problem is, as well, not much income to begin with. Artillery, anti-air, infantry. Volleybolt could possibly get a superpower this turn. There's a lot of good targets for it, that's for sure. It's really hard for me to tell where the Ex Machina would land. Looks like right here, I hazard a guess. Maybe right here. But he may not get his Ex Machina this turn. This anti-air has 4 health, so it's going to have the trouble versus the battlecopters. Another anti-air in right there, but it's out of range of the battlecopters. Volleybolt does capture another profit, so now he has 7,000 income advantage. And Ex Machina is now available. Ooh, this Ex Machina. Is it going to land here? No, it has to land like right here. Maybe right here. It's going to be nasty. Let's just keep it on 2 health tank. I don't know where it landed. I have a feeling it landed right here. I don't think it would land right there. Could it? Of course, the fractional health is hard. You don't get the stuff revealed. No, it didn't land there. That tank, if it had 7 health, it would have been one-shotted, right? So it must have landed right here. It also means the reinforcements are not going to come, not in this next turn, will come the following turn. And will be force weighted, so can't snipe attack and provide fire support. It did land over there, okay. I'm so surprised it landed right there. I have, when it comes to these bunch of smaller units, I have no idea how Africa is going to protect them. And no, it's also weird. Both players still have the black bow as well. You have now another snipe attack. Amount damage there. Anti-air infantry. Answer of a 999 and 2 zeros. Volleybolt starts to have 101, so Volleybolt has ever so slight advantage. Keyword slight. Just put a couple minus signs next to that. Artillery may have survived thanks to the plus 10% defense from the superpower or power. Picks off some of these outlying units there. Of course, next turn these guys can start reacting and moving forward. Granted, the battlecopter spam has come about, and Grit has 14,000. This is what's making Grit lose the game. It is the fact that he has not been having good enough capture game. I saw earlier that he's been losing a lot of infantry, and I think that's what's actually doing him in right now, is the fact that he's just not capturing enough properties. He has two-thirds of his opponent's income. Grit is very strong, but you still need income. Artillery, tank, infantry. Answer of 103, Volleybolt's return 99, and his day-to-day income will push him ahead. One elf still alive. And now able to get some good damage there. Tanks need to be held in reserve to strike the anti-airs, I would say. But right now, they may just not. Grit may not have enough anti-airs to stop all these battlecopters. Battlecopter, recon, tank, infantry. And Volleybolt's going for a healthy number of recons. I do like that aspect. And good tanks. And he's now 24,000 income, so he's even higher income disparity. He can now go for a neo-tank infantry every single turn. Against all the artillery, that'd be a bad idea. They would not do as much damage as he needed to. But it does mean he can still go for battlecopters, tanks, and recons. You don't need a Neo-Tank to fight a massive swarm with artillery. 2 tanks would probably be better. Does not take out that or battlecopter, so got a couple low percentage battlecopters on the field. Does take out that one there. Longbow did lose a significant amount down south. Maybe overextend a little bit there. 92,000 versus 99. So yeah, it looks like Grit got a pretty good counterattack there. He has 26,000 bank. Bomber. No, I think battlecopters and tanks is still the way to go. Battlecopter, tank, anti-air, infantry. Anti-air is not a bad idea. It helps fight the occasional Grit battlecopter as well as the Grit infantry. But Grit has definitely been getting very good value with his artillery, that's for sure. But then again, that's Grit in a nutshell for you. Infantry unit, or the tank has been surrounded, at least from this side. Artillery, infantry, and got a mech here. So that is what the monkey mech is, an ape. Let's get trapped there. It runs in the 8th year. Probably should have been a safe assumption there's something there. Nope, that tank will go down. Sniper, of course, is available, but Grit is lacking reconnaissance. He needs to get out some more recons. And now Grit has a good swell of infantry. It's something he really needs. He does have 15,000 income right now, trying to flip some properties. Grit's starting to get a bit of grasp in the game. Anti-air, infantry. And do have, of course, Super Snipe available. Still a good idea to go for regular snipe unless you absolutely need an extra piece of range. But it has to be very much worth it because it's better to have 2 snipe attacks in my opinion. Tank, battlecopter. And an infantry unit. Does pop the sniper attack. Grit tank does get a good strike there. Anti-air does not take out the recon. And if recon stays alive, provides excellent spotting, which is important. Good strikes in various infantry unit there. And trying to flip another property. Should be interrupted at least by the 4 health infantry unit there. And we do now have a Grit rocket. Immensely powerful. But always situational like with all rockets. Grit is probably the one CO that makes rockets the most useful. But of course, it's going to Ex Machina. Ex Machina will very likely land right here. Not popping Ex Machina. Hits that one unit there. So Ex Machina will likely still strike right here. Looks like he's not going for Ex Machina. Oh! I went too quickly right there. So, he pops the Ex Machina. It landed right there, so he manipulated where the Ex Machina went. Very, very good. I'm assuming that's on purpose. The rocket's not going to fire this turn. Doesn't really want to base skip. Strikes a battlecopter, artillery, anti-air, infantry, tank. And you got this tank here and range this battlecopter. He has a T-copter here, which could be used to capture up this HQ. So, Bombbolt's going to have a bit of a clean sweep on this side of the map. Of course, do have a missile silo platform next to the HQ there, so can always just go there and interrupt the capture. The crit anti-air didn't even take to put the battlecopter down to 2 health, with not even 1 health. Fast move the rocket off the base. Does. Access to another sniper attack. Instead of 96 versus 126. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter, infantry strikes infantry, takes that infantry unit out with a 1 health recon. Nice sweep there, cleans up all the ex-Machina units. Nope, no kill there. Does finish off though. Going towards the properties, maybe the HQ. He has pretty good presence, does not know about this infantry unit there. Both 2 infantry units in region should be fine enough. Plus it is, well, Red's infantry units are completely and utterly ordinary, but capturing a unit on top of HQ still has 4 defense stars, so it can defend itself. Battlecopter, recon, tank, infantry. Does take the battlecopter there, this time without the power, so is able to get some more damage onto it. Lots of good picks on the battlecopters, now hitting some of these tanks. 15,000 income. Tank, artillery. Answer of 100,000 versus 114. So vulnerable still has a pretty good advantage. Like I said beforehand, the biggest problem is this income here. Strikes the ETR. I probably won't be able to range the rocket there. Got a full infantry in front of it and nothing to really break through it. Strikes another ATR there. Even more free range with battlecopters. There's 1 full health or ATR on the field with a bit of a wounded one there. Now just a full health one. Does spot this infantry there, which could get a shot here. I should leave it open for this other one. Tank, battlecopter, infantry. We're going to see another sniper attack this turn. So turn 73 versus 138. Takes out the ATR. Ranging a lot of tanks. Does stop the flip there. Recon strikes recon, anti-air or recon and artillery. And serve 84,000. Vulnerable still has 110, so he's in very good position there. Got the interrupt there. I think Vulnerable should just fight this out and then get this infantry unit there onto the HQ. More tanks streaming across the map. Grid right now is 20 military units there. Only 8 are infantry. There's the same number as Von Bolt. Those are just going to flip this proper rather than go to HQ. Pass Wood Health Battlecopter fire support, and I actually did say live that Battlecopter must be at 1% health right now. Has 9 fuel remaining. Got a good core of artillery, but defensive. Anti-air, infantry, artillery. Takes the battlecopter there. And we're going to see another property flip. And Grid cannot be losing any of these properties. And we could see his comm tower being flipped. Never mind. A lot of good picks there. There's a good strike on the artillery. Takes it out. Another hit on the artillery. Tank, infantry, battlecopter. Almost takes out. Does take out that tank there. Could have moved the infantry off the road there to let the ATR strike it, though this one may range it. Yes, it does. Rumble overextended, got some good damage. Lost quite a bit of units there. Artillery, infantry. Yeah, Vulnerable should just eye for the HQ. Should have tried eye for the HQ capture. And Ex Machina is now available. Will likely strike the rocket. Probably strike right here. Oh, it looks like it struck right here. Which is a pretty good one. Locks down a majority of the force there, so Vulnerable effectively has a double turn. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Gonna be firing away what he can, but probably game over. Got a mech there. Mech from the mountains. Right, it's actually possible. Oops. Something seemed a little bit off there. But it is Vulnerable's turn. Grid ends turn 70,000. Vulnerable's 134. Yeah, now maybe it's time for Vulnerable to go for some bombers. A lot of stuff getting overran. Super Snipe's now available. He's probably going to pop it in design, I'd hazard a guess. Grid's turn. Pops Snipe attack, not Super Snipe. Ranging a lot of stuff. Interior infantry mech. And Grit has resigned. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before I get started on next replay, I do use restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. Oh, capture limit. I did not realize that. I usually don't have to worry about looking at that. But either way, good game played by both. Grit had a problem with the capture game, as I mentioned earlier. Alright, let's see now. Please give me a moment to adjust some stuff. Move the chat. Probably need to resize some stuff since this is a relatively big map. Move the chat window over. Let me click on it. Nope, not that. There we go. And that should be good. Talking about this one, the previous one. The previous one. Either way, let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. So on the south side is the Cobalt Ice Hawk. We got Spirit Mare. Sprite. It's also that's Spirit or Sprite. I overthink this stuff. Spawn north side as the yellow comet. Grim, we got Grim Guy. Either way, let's get started. This is Global League, not Live League, so both players can take their sweet time. We do have, it is a 3 base map, 1 airport in the corners, comm towers as well. And both sides will be hitting very hard. Grim, of course, gets plus 30% firepower, but lose 20% defense, while Hawk gets plus 10% firepower. Combined with a minus 20% defense, so it's effectively plus 30% versus plus 30%, with both sides very squishy. Not a problem. Pet cat. Of course, it's the early capturing game, so it's not like you could be missing out all too much. Both players do start for lander for a bit of landing. Got a tank going by Grim, and we got the tank by Hawk as well. Another tank by Grim Guy. I suppose of all the times I usually just go by the CO's name, but for Grim Guy I can actually just go by Grim Guy. Or I can go by Grim Man, allegedly Grim Guy. Enough of those jokes. Oh, tank going a long way around. Strikes the sentry in there. Grim Guy, I've been told he's hyper aggressive, but also very calculated. Takes any engagements he can, proper engagements. Got a city and contact being captured course. This tank looks like nothing to retaliate upon it nearby. Hello, battlecopter is somewhat nearby. But can use it back on off. Battlecopter and then south. Hawk will get his comm tower. We do not have this comm tower being captured up just yet. Battlecopter by Grim Guy. Battlecopter creeps way forward. Both COs have no problems with any in the game, just that Grim's unit is a bit more squishy, and in this situation, Hawk's units are just as squishy. When it comes to power and superpower, of course, Grim has increases firepower up to what? 50%? Let me just look that up. Grim increase goes from 30 to plus 50 to plus 80. Hawk, of course, applies global damage, which is actually... I don't know if global damage is going to be useful in a situation like this, because the damage is going to be so high. Grim is a weird CO. He inverts... While he is considered like the lowest tier, he more or less inverts the tiers. He does better versus better COs. Or on the S-rank COs, because those guys are just generally pretty broken to begin with. But against A-rank COs, he does decently well. His worst matchups are actually the lower tier COs, because they have more mobility, which Grim has trouble with mobility. Or fighting his mobility, it's all about who can strike each other first in Grim matchups. In this situation, Grim, it doesn't seem entirely half bad. They're both equally squishy. They both, and Hawk's power and superpowers will have high charge time. But global damage can be nice. It's generally always nice. But I don't know if it's not. I don't know if it's nice enough in this situation. Units are not going to be alive for too long to get. So the long game can be somewhat minimized. The effects of the long game would be minimized when fighting against Hawk. We've got double anti-air deployed on the field there. A couple battlecopters over here. And looks like Hawk's with first move. You know, I'm sort of surprised they didn't one-shot it. Hawk has his comm tower, but Grim does not. Is there a point where their firepower is too high where it doesn't really make much difference? It so does, but still. Grim can finish off, I don't think, let's see, this battlecopter can engage the battlecopter. Trying to flip that property, gets a strike there. Anti-air creeping its way forward. Trying to flip some properties. Battlecopter strikes Battlecopter. It of course does also leave 1% health, and does get finished off with infantry in there. Another Battlecopter. When it comes to Grimm's power, going from additional 20% firepower from Knuckle Duster is generally all you really need. Though a Haymaker can be, of course, a great way to put big holes in your opponent. When I say holes, I mean completely disintegrate. Let's see now. Hawkins turn 106, Grimm has 100, so still pretty even. Both sides are setting up for something big. Hawk may not have time to go for his superpower. He may just need to pop his regular power. Tank, tank, and tank. So triple tank. Hawk's turn. He has 21,000 versus 20,000. Still a couple of despicable neutral properties, like the Calm Tower. Hawk has a bit more of an income lead now. Both sides are sitting on up. I think Hawk is trying to lure his opponent in and go for a counterattack play. Gets a bit around hitting that infantry in there. Of course, he's more like hitting the Knuckle Duster before we see a black wave. Tank, Battlecopter, infantry. I am concerned about the Calm Tower being captured by Hawk, while Grimm does not. Infantry, Battlecopter, infantry. Wait, did he go for a double Battlecopter? And infantry, so got double Battlecopter, triple infantry. Both sides posturing on up. It's probably gonna be one big, massive fight, rather than knockout, drag out brawl. Going for the Calm Tower. Could force Hawk to be aggressive. Infantry, Neo Tank by Grimm. I have no idea how effective that's going to be. It will nuke everything, that's for sure. It will fire miniature nuclear warheads. Another double Battlecopter by Hawk. After all, Battlecopter, and triple infantry, that cost is 21,000. He does have 21,000, so he can maintain a steady supply of the Battlecopters, though he does have some infantry units in repair with 600 funds, so that'll be 400 funds. So he'll probably be down 200 funds if he does the same build. Double Battlecopters is interesting. Anti-airs will one-shot Battlecopters too much, so that is one way to nullify Grimm's firepower advantage by simply have units already just die one hit, I guess. Infantry, Battlecopter, tank. Right now, Grimm has 23,000. Both sides are trying to posture. Another Battlecopter, infantry. Went down to 0 funds. This is a third infantry unit had to get repaired on up. Here, Battlecopter, infantry, and artillery. And serve 205,000. I have a feeling it's going to be an explosive engagement this turn. The front lines are closed on in here. Grimm guy does have a good number of Battlecopters in reserve. Hawk has a good number of Battlecopters as well. Hawk has 9 Battlecopters versus 7. 3 anti-airs versus just 2. I have no idea how this game's gonna go. When a fight, it's game's gonna go end in one massive fight, that's for sure. I mean, tank infantry. Is medium tank actually decent versus Grim? I have no idea at this point. I suppose it is adequate fighting Neo Tank as a cost effective. It's definitely a defensive medium tank to engage the Neo Tank. It looks like both sides posturing once again. Got another Neo Tank by Grim Guy with 2 more infantry. 2,000 left in the bank. Hawk has 24,000, 21,000 versus 23,000 income. We are going to see the big fight now. Knuckle Dusters available. There. Nope. Never mind. False alarm. Just a small engagement. The 2 1-health battlecopters at least can act as a bit of a meat shield. Tank pushes pretty far forward. That may be a bait tank. Maybe he's trying to get enough power for a black wave. Hawk can't not be saving up for a black storm at the current rate. If he can get it, go for it. But if he's going to be aggressive, he may need to pop the black wave. And Grimkite goes for a fighter. That is beyond overkill against battlecopters. But it's one reason why there was Duster added in Days of Ruin. Because it's a pretty good battlecopter hunter. Overall, fighter's an expensive asset to fight battlecopters. Like missiles. And Hawk gets out Soaking Fighter. Okay. A black wave is almost available. Neo tanks cannot range the Neo tank. Got the medium tank also creep pretty far forward, so you may want to posture the Neo tank to engage the medium tank, and have another Neo tank posture to hit the other Neo tank. Good pick there. Haymaker is available. At this point in time, does not need it. We may see a black wave next turn. The anti-air is in range of the fighter, so that could give a black storm. Very close to. You'll probably one-shot it, at least leave it 1% health. Got a bomber by Grim, so I think the fighter being exposed like this is a mistake by Grim Guy. Giving enough power charge to launch a black storm. Black Storm's now available. Now let's see what Hawk can do. The medium tank could be a ranged Neo tank if it gets a bit more opening. But I don't see one really available. Grim Guy's losing a lot of stuff. He's able to more easily one-shot stuff. Of course, he's not getting power charge because he already had a superpower available. Oh, and the fighter was left with 1% health. And it's actually, well, after Black Storm, it's definitely at 1% health now. Battlecopter. Neo tank goes to the left. There's nothing much can stop it. The medium takes well. 3 pickings there. Push the way forward. Grim Guy took a massive hit there. Has 137,000 versus 151. He's got to fire the Haymaker and the Hail Mary Maker, more like. Takes it out. Pops the Haymaker. Even with 2 wounded units across the map, his units will still hit very hard with plus 80% firepower. He never captures comm tower. Does sack a tank. I think that's a suicide run. Yeah, he's just throwing units into the grinder. He does resign there. Oh, That is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Honestly, not a great game to cast. It was a little bit boring. Let's see now. I think I saw some other replays I wanted to cast before this one. Wait, did I have to the same game? No, those are actually two different players. A lot of Why do I have 4 Kindle games? 3 or which Kindle versus Drake. Why? Let's see. This one's the longest of them. Why do I have so many Kindle versus Drakes? Alrighty then, let's do this one here. Let me first get some stuff adjusted on the live stream and the recording. And that should be good. Greetings everyone, and right here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. So on the north side is the Cobalt Blue Kindle. We got Quick Slow 87. So on the south side is the Silver Claw Drake. We got Fenrir 7. This map is a triple base map with a pair of airports. Both players do start off with 1 health, recon, and black boat for basic scouting and holding position. I have not seen the previous time I cast this replay. I did not see people move the black boat off to boost infantry forward. Wonder if any players will go for that. A lot of properties in this map, so Kindle could get some pretty good retaliation damage, as well as her power and superpower both be quite effective. And if Drake's not too careful, he may leave us land on top of the port and take some damage there, forcing some repairs. Of course, I've got Drake's superpower, which also can do the same thing to Kindle's lander as well. Not like she can keep it off of the seaport, because of course we'll lose half the fuel while at it. We got double recon by Kindle. Artillery here by Drake. He may be on the barrage the pipe scene. Does get trapped in that recon. He has recon. If the recon's going to try to stop the infantry unit from going to that city there, could just go back 1 forest tile. I would actually recommend Drake put it back 1 forest tile there. Does get trapped there by the recon there, and that one was not really planned. He does move back 1 tile there, so Kindle may get herself stuck there again, like a stepsister. He does just outright kill it off. Another recon by Kindle. How many recons does he have? 4 recons are now on the field. Drake has a tank. His ground unit is completely and utterly ordinary. Infantry, tank. And, oh, does take on the resupply. That infantry unit there. Artillery striking the pipe scene. Got artillery by Kindle. Infantry and tank. Our first tank on the field. A quadruple recon's very interesting, though she did take a pretty good hit there with this recon to fall back to this forest. lot of cities just got captured, around 17,000 income. Tank, infantry. Here's the pipe seam there. And takes out that one infantry there. So Drake has a nice little core of tanks in the middle of the map. His black boat is on top of the reef as well to stay hidden. Recon gets resupplied by the black boat. Pipe seam has taken some beatings. Tank, battlecopter, infantry, and infantry. Drake's battlecopters are pretty bad. Minus 30% firepower is quite significant. I've seen some really bad cases where it's like he did so little damage on with his battlecopters, it's just funny. Also, Drake gets trapped quite a bit this game. It seems like there's actually a lot of traps so far this game. There's been at least about a dozen traps before turn 12. Good hit there. And does stop that, or almost completely stops that capture. Kindle has, of course, got her comm tower down south. Drake is nowhere near this comm tower, so Kindle could try grabbing both of them. Units push way forward, tanks now advancing, medium tank along with it. You've got quite a bit of assets down south for Drake. Good strikes over here. Anti-air. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, and anti-air. So Kindle has what? 2 battlecopters right now? Yep, just the 2. Drake has just the 1, which does get a good strike there. Does not finish off that tank though. In a fog war game, it still has excellent scouting and it is able to probe woods. Quite a bit of losses down here for Kindle. She does have access to Urban Blight. Drake almost has access to Tsunami, but he's generally more of a superpower CO. Kindle could pop an Urban Blight. Does any terrain for her to get some good boosted damage? Not really. So an Urban Blight won't be excellent. The medium tank here is used to soften the medium tank of the Urban Blight may actually be worth it. Of course, there's still 2 tanks in reserve. I'll switch the size of fall back there. We got a Neo tank, infantry, and infantry. Good hit there in the recon, takes it out, can at least interrupt this capture. Right now it's 22,000 versus 20,000. And Drake's going for a number of captures. Still does not capture this comm tower. And there's still a good number of despicable neutral cities in this map. It seems like this map has a large amount of contestable territory. And we got a Drake rocket. Not a big fan of rockets in general. Though this map is quite diagonal. I think a rock on top of this forest wouldn't be half bad. Guess we'll wait and see. We can see how well a generic rocket will do. Neotank pushes all the way up here rather than going through the pipe seam. Interesting. Probably trying to keep it hidden. Good strikes there. No Urban Blight. She may be eyeing for a superpower. When it comes to Kindle's power and superpower, her Urban Blight is excellent while her High Society is good. I think people underrate the High Society a bit too much. I do consider it as a good superpower, just not an excellent superpower. Because right now, Kindle's superpower will give her a plus what, 69% of firepower, a very nice amount of firepower. Not to mention the plus 130% from attacking from urbanized terrain. She can get in certain situations, Poland level firepower bonuses. Power money firepower bonuses level. Drake's now trying to capture the southern comm tower. Could be easily interrupted as the recon probably has good vision of it. Plus 69% firepower globally is quite significant. Interrupts the capture there. Interrupts the flip. Recon strikes there. 4 capture progress remaining, so needs another hit on it. Does fully stop it. Neo tank pushes forward. Anti-air takes out 1 health infantry unit. The striking there on the recon takes it out. Battlecopter advancing. High society is now available. We'll likely see a typhoon next turn. Anti-air, recon, infantry, battlecopter. So she went for a full deployment there. She's going to eat a lot of repair costs. She also migrated some units, some tanks onto properties, so she's going to be eating a really good amount of repair. And here comes the typhoon. She's also going to be pretty blind next turn because of the rain. That will likely be captured. Strikes the tank there. She will have spotting this medium tank. The rockets, of course, advanced during the rain, which is a great way to get into position. We may see an urban blight. We may see a high society. I don't see any real good opportunities for booster strikes on them hitting this battlecopter. And got the units falling back there. She may just want to pop urban blight to get the power charge spent. And looks like she is eyeing for the superpower, not going to be trying to spam out Urban Blight. She ends the turn of 124, Drake's her turn of 136. She does have 7,000 in the bank, which is a fair amount. Drake has pretty good spotting of everything in this region, barring this Neo tank. Drake does have 2 anti-airs down south as well. Get a resupply there. Let's just trying to posture, get in position. Infantry, Neo tank over there. So both her flanks are now supported by a Neo tank. Strikes the artillery there for a decent amount of damage. Of course, does have vision in the Neo tank. No one going in range of it. Of course, we got a Neo tank down here, which is in range of this Neo tank, just out of vision range most likely. If there's a high society, this Neo tank maybe will one-shot that Neo tank. Kindle can make a pretty good play here if she spots it. Somehow the tank could go on the other side of that tank there and get a shot off. Nope. Now Drake will get a first strike on that Neo tank. It's still in range. And not to mention, now rather than being on a 3-star property, it's now on 0-star property. Got now battlecopter, tank, infantry. This is going to be a pretty deadly hit. Takes the battlecopter there, and Neo tank strikes Neo tank in a very powerful position. The artillery course is in range, but nothing to get a booster strike on that Neo tank. Drake still does not have this column tower on side note as well. And Drake is making pretty good headway on the right side of the map as well, but this Neo tank will get a good strike, first strike on the medium tank. With high siding, will definitely be able to one-shot it, but would be in range of a rocket. So the medium tank has good coverage. I feel like Drake is in a very, very good position. Ends the turn 174, Kindle starts the turn 124, down by 50,000. Aiming striking this medium tank will result her taking a fair amount of damage in return. High society. 25 properties plus 75% firepower globally. That is absurd levels. That is getting to Grim levels firepower. And managed to take out the Neo tank for 1-2 strike with this right there. That's how much firepower she's getting. She's getting absurd amounts of firepower. It will flip that engagement around. I just want to point out how ridiculous that firepower. 130%, plus 75%, plus 10%, plus another 10% from the comm tower. Resulting in 156% firepower. And even take an equal strike there. Even puts the ATR into and actually went from 8 health down to 7 health. We do have a tsunami available. This Neo tank should be a one-shot that medium tank. The 8 health battle cop took out the full health battle cop in one shot. Yeah, she's in one-shot territory. Look at that firepower. 2 health tank took a bite out of that rocket. That is like I said, it's gonna be a one-shot. It's not a one-shot. Oh wait, I clicked on the wrong unit. That's how much damage she does to a Neo tank on her own. 131%! An easy one-shot, not a close one-shot, an easy one-shot. Even if she did get hit by the tsunami, that will probably still be a one-shot. Tank, battlecopter, tank. Drake is now down 102, Kindle's 145, but she's going to lose about 30,000 funds right here. And that immediately evened out. Of course, Kindle will have bad fog of war as well. The rocket get a good strike on that medium tank, or Neo tank. Only did 3 points of damage there, which is actually not too significant. Still, it's a rocket hitting the Neo tank. What more could you ask for? Battlecopter gets a good strike there. Making good headway on the right side of the map. A lot of ATRs. Only a tank and a battlecopter there. Kindle has 2 battlecopters, but of course it's got triple ATRs here. Yep, this this fight can still go either way. It's weird armies from both sides. Up here, it's wounded armies and non-existent armies from both sides. Ends the turn of 130,000, starts the turn from 94. Takes the black boat while at it. Neo tank does fall back a little bit there. It's still going to be useful to take on ATRs, especially when booster strikes some urbanized property. Ends turn for 110. Starts the turn for 124. Oh, gets trapped there, but that's just a 3 health ATR, nothing too significant. And Drake has captured the comm tower down south, and Kindle's trying to flip a property. 12 capture progress remaining. We also got this city there, 12 capture progress remaining. Flip here, and a capture there. Still a number of despicable neutral properties. Tank, infantry, tank. Insert 137. Kindle starts turn 109. Her black boat's still alive, though did lose a bit of amount of fuel. Down to 8 fuel now. And black boat consumes what, 1 fuel per turn? So it's going to stay alive for another 7 more turns, right? Drake has another Neo tank down here. Kindle has nothing really contest with it. She does keep 8,000 funds in the bank. She may be going for bomber or Neo tank next turn. I don't know if stealths are available on this map. Is she gonna go for a stealth? Stealths. Wait. Black bombs are not banned. How much do black bombs cost again? They're pretty expensive though. But they can easily pay for itself. They're a little bit mixed. But I think a lot of people hate them in the game. But black bombs are not banned. Problem is, to make that useful, it's actually somewhat difficult. It explodes with massive damage, does 5 damage each, but I think a black bomb costs like 25,000? It's pretty expensive. Was it 28,000? Let's just say 25,000. Let's say that hits one Neo tank. If that would do 11,000 damage, you still need to hit like 2 more Neo tanks and it'll pay for itself, which is actually a little bit more difficult than you would expect. I suppose Black Bomb's a bit more of a high funds unit. Because then it'd be a lot easier to get value out of it. Neo Tank, Battlecopter, Infantry. Good strikes over here. Takes out that unit there. Is this Global League? Yes, it is in fact Global League. Yep, Global League, Fog, Bracket T3, and Bracket. Poland. Kindle's doing a good job of not getting the liner on top of the port to save repair costs. Got another High Society almost available. Drake's been doing a good job of playing around the urbanized terrain. High Society is now available. Rocket has been repaired and is on top of the HQ. Yep, one we can take a look at notes Global League as well is look at the term timer. If it's above 50 hours, it's definitely it's definitely Global League. If it's below, if it's below 10 minutes, it's definitely Live League. But still, yeah, I think that's like the first. Then again, I don't really look at the ban list all too often, but I think it's like the first game map I've ever seen that doesn't have Black Bombs banned. And they may not be banned in Live League. Like I said beforehand, it's a little bit difficult to get good value out of the Black Bomb in not high funds. Though, if you would have detonated a Black Bomb right here, it would probably pay for itself. We do have now Battlecopters to pull it on out. Got another infantry there. Drake's maybe gone a little bit too heavy in Battlecopters. He has 3 on the field. Tank, and infantry. Eyesight is still available. Let's see, she's still has 24,000 income, so still 25,000. Going for a flip, and that seems like a pretty safe flip. Do a flip! Still got this property being flipped here as well, but like to be interrupted now. Infantry, tank, infantry. We're going to see another Typhoon almost available. Possibly this turn? 88? Problem is, trying to go for a Typhoon this turn may make you charging too far forward, could get you too exposed. Needs another 1,600 funds. And those will just fall short because he's above 1,000. If that's 1,600 funds times 2, yep, no Typhoon. Kindle could try going for High Society, but at this point in time, High Society is strong enough where it can punch through a Typhoon. Does interrupt the capture again. Neotank could strike the anti-air, but of course will be teleported behind the rocket. And not push forward like that is a good idea. Black Bolt has 2 fuel remaining. So next turn, his last turn, will remain alive before the following turn will sink. Recon, Battlecopter, anti-air. And here comes a Typhoon. She's just going to have to weather a storm. Called a good amount of forces, 149 versus 192. Of course, she will, if she does pop High Side, she will also deal with +10 some defense, which is important. And here's the thing as well, if she does pop High Society, the Neotank will get absurd firepower bonuses to hit this Neotank here. This may be the wrong play by Drake right now. You can let the storm pass and be a bit more defensive, but he's making great headway over here. He has great fuel control on the right side over here. Vice, oh, there goes the Black Boat. But a High Society could be very devastating. Oh, Urban Blight. Okay, no High Society, Urban Blight. So she, of course, does 3 damage against to any enemy unit on top of urbanized property, such as this tank here. And then it also sets a firepower bonus from going from +40 to +80% from attacking from urbanized terrain. So that's an easy one shot there. Does get trapped, also makes it hard to hit that Battlecopter. Does get trapped there. This Urban Blight seems not as effective. That, of course, is an easy kill. Big boosted strike there. Neotank is out of range of this Neotank. Of course, she basically has almost enough for another Urban Blight, so she can chain Urban Blights. And right now, Drake does have triple Neotank this region. This Neotank is in range of this Neotank. This is going very much in favor of Drake right now. That Urban Blight was not successful enough. Her Neotank just got double tap. Does not try to strike this Neotank here, but could get a great boost strike onto this. We also got another Neotank over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which can also get boost strike there. So Drake could lose 2 Neotanks next turn with another high Urban Blight. When I say lose, I mean probably not one-shot it, but will be almost dead. Landis at 31 fuel. Just needs a little bit of power charge going. Artillery strikes that unit there. Spots the unit inside the forest. Tank to strike the unit in the forest. Does get trapped there. There's Urban Blight, and she'll probably pop Urban Blight. Yes, she will. Now we're going to see some good boost strike on these Neotanks. Wow, I didn't think that would be a one-shot, but it is in fact a one-shot, because plus 8% firepower is a lot. She has to get a horrible luck roll in order to not be one-shot there, but that also means this will not be one-shot. And he almost has enough for another Typhoon. Tank, triple tank. Insert 132, Drake's insert 134, so he's ahead by about a turn. We also got a rig here to rig the game. Oh wait, no, that's Days of Ruin. APC. This part where I talk about Drake's Battlecopters being bad. 7 health, full health. 6 health, 8 health. It lost. Yeah, it still was cost effective, but still. Drake's Battlecopters are just so amusing sometimes. Kindle does have 25,000 funds. Picks up that tank there. This tank does need fuel. And though she's trying to rotate towards the center, she's called a good amount of force there, and she's going to take the opportunity to rotate. Going center or rightwards? I'm guessing center. Meteor, battlecopter, tank, and infantry. Does put the line atop the port, so we'll need to get the fuel and repairs. Just a bit of rotation. Put some rounds in the APC. Luckily, APCs only need to be at 1 health in order to be effective. Though it definitely does lose the A part of APC, Armored Personnel Carrier, if it's at 1 health. Tank infantry, tank. And the Neo tank does go to the HQ. Good chance for our Typhoon. Both these Neo tanks, triple Neo tank. Kindle's going to have no funds for spending next turn, will she? She's at 180,000 field versus 163. She's going to take a massive hit there. 173, I'm guessing 130 something. 137. I need to flip the property there. Urban Blight's now available. Infantry tank. And Kindle decides to resign his Angrade, saying thank you for watching and on to next replay. Though it is getting a little bit late for me, so that shall be my last replay for tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.